Welcome to Non-Aligned Perspective, where the world's most crucial stories meet unbiased analysis. Navigate the complexities of international relations, history, and global politics. Explore the connections that shape our world. Non-Aligned Perspective, a fresh view on global affairs. Stay tuned for more updates.
What happens when an entire generation decides they have had enough? In Pakistan, the youth are not just following politics, they are rewriting the rules, challenging in power, and rallying around a future they believe in, even when their voices are silenced. But will their movement reshape Pakistan or be another story of dreams crushed by the system? I am Anis Aman, and you are watching Non-Aligned Perspective. Today we will discuss how the youth of Pakistan are shaking things up and what that could mean for the future. If you are curious about the movement that's taking over both the streets and the web, stick around. So the first question might be, where did this youth movement actually begin? Let's rewind a bit to the person who sparked it all, Imran Khan. He did not just talk about change, he made young Pakistanis believe they could be part of it. Imran Khan's journey has been all about dreaming big and inspiring others to believe in those dreams. Like he famously said, a leaders lead by example, not by force. And for young Pakistanis, that example is what's kept them invested. Khan's vision for a Naya Pakistan was not just about politics, it was about showing young people they had the power to change things. And if you talk to a lot of young Pakistanis today, Khan is more than a politician. He is the man who challenged the mighty system, the voice they didn't know they needed. Now, inspiring change is one thing, but pushing back against the powers that be, that's a whole new level of commitment. And young Pakistanis are not just rallying behind Khan's vision from their homes, they are taking it to the streets. Let's be real, it has not been smooth sailing. Young Pakistanis have taken to the streets demanding change, but they are up against some serious pushback. Police crackdowns, arrests, you name it. And yet they keep showing up. I want you to think they are not just protesting, they are showing resilience. When faced with obstacles, young Pakistanis are not backing down. It reminds me of Martin Luther King Jr.'s words, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." For young people in Pakistan, their protests are about more than the one issue. They are about fighting for a future that's fair and just. It's almost like the more resistance they face, the more determined they become. It's powerful to watch. Alright, so the streets are buzzing. But that's not where it ends. In today's world, the real battlefield might just be online. Social media has become the loudspeaker for a generation that's ready to be heard, no matter the cost. Let's jump into how Pakistani youth are using their phones and keyboards as tools for change. Pakistani youth have turned platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok into digital battlegrounds. When mainstream media wouldn't cover certain stories, social media became the loudspeaker. They are trending hashtags, sharing live videos, and rallying their peers across the country. Social media has become the modern day town square, where ideas spread fast and movements gain momentum. As they say in the digital world, the revolution will not be televised, it will be tweeted. And that's exactly what we are seeing in Pakistan. With every tweet, hashtag, and video post, young people are broadcasting their call for change in ways that can't be ignored. Did you know that in Pakistan over 64 million people are active on social media? And a huge chunk of them are under 30. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram are not just social media outlets anymore. They are political stages. Hashtags like Release Imran Khan and Pakistan Needs Change have trended worldwide, sometimes with millions of tweets in just a few hours. It's one thing to tweet or post a hashtag, but what about turning up at the polls? Even with Imran Khan in prison, young Pakistanis are making their voices heard loud and clear through their votes. So how did this loyalty translate into action at the ballot box? Let's check it out. In recent elections, young Pakistanis did not just tweet their support for PTI, They went out and voted in huge numbers. This is where the famous words of Malcolm came to my mind: the ballot or the bullet. Young Pakistanis are choosing the ballot, using their votes as their voices. And even with Khan in prison, they are saying loud and clear that they are here to fight for the Pakistan they believe in, through the power of their vote. It's a massive shift. This generation is not just passively watching politics, they are actively shaping it. And their support for PTI is not just about liking a political party, it's about standing up for what they believe in. The way young Pakistanis turned out for PTI shows that they are ready to play a bigger role in the country's future. Now here's where things gets interesting. This is not just a movement for a single leader. It's a movement against an entire establishment. More and more young people are challenging the system itself, raising tough questions and challenging those in power. Many young people are questioning the role of establishment in Pakistan's politics. And yes, Imran Khan's been vocal about this too, calling out these power structure and saying it's time for a real democracy. The rising anti-establishment sentiment among Pakistan's youth is about calling out the powerful and demanding accountability. As Khan once put it, corruption is eating away at Pakistan like termites. His bold stance on this has resonated with young Pakistan, who are tired of watching the system fail them. It's no wonder they are questioning everything. What we do know is that this level of awareness and this level of questioning is new for Pakistan, and it's largely driven by a generation that's fed up with this status quo. So, what does all this mean for Pakistan's future? Experts have some pretty interesting takes, and the road ahead could go in many directions. But one thing's for sure: if the youth keep up this energy, Pakistan could be on the brink of a major political shift. Some say that if this youth momentum continues, Pakistan could see more young people in parliament and in powerful roles. So here we are. Pakistan youth are not just talking about change, they are demanding it. To quote Khan one more time, only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. For young Pakistanis, this movement is not just for them, it's for the generations that will come after. They are making sure their actions today create a brighter tomorrow. As they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. And in Pakistan, the youth have found a new pen: social media, the ballot, and the streets. Now, what do you think? Will this generation be the one that writes a new chapter for Pakistan? Alright, we have covered a lot, from protests to social media, and from voting patterns to the anti establishment sentiment. But here's the big question: what's next for this generation? Are they just getting started? Or are they up against more than they realize? Let's wrap up with a look at the road ahead for Pakistan's youth and what this means for the future of the country. Now, imagine a future where half of the government is under 35. Sounds wide, but it's possible. And we are already seeing early signs of it. Experts say we are witnessing a youth quake, a generation that's so fed up with traditional politics they are willing to build something new. Analysts from the Wilson Center in the US even predict that Pakistan's political landscape could shift toward a younger parliament if this trend continues. And it's not just in Pakistan. Countries around the world, from Hong Kong to the US, have seen massive youth led political movements. Pakistan's youth might just be next in line to redefine their country's future, and analysts are watching closely to see how this plays out. Of course, there are challenges ahead: economic struggles, the ongoing tug of war with the establishment, and the sheer amount of patience and endurance it's going to take. But if you are watching this and you are part of this movement, know this: you are already making waves. And here's a fun fact to wrap up. A study by the United Nations found that countries with high youth involvement in politics see more innovation, better problem solving, and stronger communities. Imagine what this means for Pakistan. So, if you are a young Pakistani watching us, keep going, keep speaking, keep showing up, keep pushing for the Pakistan you want to see. You are already part of something huge. and to everyone else, whether you are in Pakistan or beyond. This is not just about one country. It's about the power of young people everywhere to make change happen. Pakistan's youth have sparked a movement that's impossible to ignore, whether it's on the streets, at the polls, or across social media. They are rewriting the rules of the game. The question now is not if they will make a difference, it's how far they will go. If this video got you thinking, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Pakistan's evolving political landscape. And I want to hear from you. Where do you think this youth movement will take Pakistan in the next decade? Drop your predictions in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you.